Seahawks -4.5. Under 44.5. Locks. If you heard him here on the pod, not from this doofus who's still sitting in New Jersey. Sean, we're at Banners in Boston. The Sports Geek sent me out here to do some interviews with fans and to get some reactions. The place was dead and everybody started clearing out. The Kenneth Walker touchdown, only person in the bar losing their mind was me. The late one that got called back because it salvaged the underhitting. That was what the vibes were in Boston. The streets were pretty dead, but those were the vibes. I was the only asshole who was sitting there screaming and yelling about the underhitting. And everybody gave me a weird look like, why is this guy so excited?
I was cursing you because the over didn't hit, and that was just an unfortunate situation. Seahawks hit, so let's just high five each other real quick. That was a good win. Sure. I flip-flopped, and I knew walking into this one, I'd be dumb if I didn't take the Seahawks, and I'd be dumb if I did take the Seahawks because it was Vrabel, and I had this feel which I'd be more comfortable being dumb with, and I was happy with taking the Seahawks. Like that was my final choice, and seeing how it turned out, I'm like, yeah, I would have been pretty satisfied if it was the other way around. But seeing what they did in this game made sense to me.
Well, and this was a lot of what we talked about. I know that you flip-flop, but this was a lot of what we talked about immediately after the AFC Championship, NFC Championship games, and then leading up to in our preview. I had zero faith that the Patriots offensive line was going to be able to hold up. And that was the deciding factor. Sure, it was that game. Was that game a little bit boring for some people? If you enjoy watching Northwestern versus Purdue on a random Saturday in the middle of the day, you don't hate that game. I thought it was enjoyable. Jason Myers should have won Super Bowl MVP, but the sacks, the fumbles, all of those things plagued Drake Maye. It wasn't his fault. He had no protection. He didn't have any time. Will Campbell's a guard, but he didn't have any time.
Oh, I'm not doing it with you. I'm not doing the Campbell conversation with you tonight.
I was screaming in the bar the whole game.
I can't believe it. Okay. You're right about a lot of factors with the line play. That was a huge deciding factor. While you were screaming at the bar, you couldn't wake that gentleman up behind you. That was a saga. That was a saga I couldn't stop tracking. I was so happy that you have to please set it up. But golly, okay, I was so happy.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who I was with. I think I'm allowed to say Alonzo. So Alonzo, who posts on the accounts, and he's really witty, he's quick, he's funny. He posted some really good stuff with us last night when I went 0-5 on my basketball bets, so we got some really good content in the way that he edited them. So we're standing there, and I turn around, I look, and these people behind us had been sitting there and kind of just sat down as the game was starting. It was about 5 minutes into the game. Not even joking. 5 minutes into the game. And I turn around and I look, and I'm like, he's asleep. And I go, Alonzo, that guy's asleep. The game is on. And that guy is sleeping. And so he turns around, he gets a video, and then he goes to me like, you think anyone's going to care if I post? I'm like, who cares? You don't fall asleep at a bar, a Patriots bar, a big Patriots watch party bar. You don't fall asleep at the bar. And throughout the game, we kind of kept looking over. I'm like, he's still asleep. I quote tweeted it towards the end of the third quarter. My take. No harm on this guy for falling asleep during the game. It was a slow game.
Yeah.
If you can fall asleep in a packed bar, that is impressive. I stand by, and this pardon my take was they were the originators of this take. One of the most manliest things you can do is fall asleep anywhere. I think it's one of the most manliest things.
Yeah, that's having slight narcolepsy is manly.
Well, he was probably drinking all day. He probably went to the Celtics game. He was probably all effed up. And the funniest part about him is he kept readjusting. So he clearly was waking up and then I got to get back to this nap. There was nothing that was stopping him he didn't miss a damn thing. He woke up right before the A.J. Barner touchdown.
That makes me so happy that it's the Super Bowl the Super Bowl, and we're falling asleep during it. Like, it's just like I don't know. Some people that walk around, you're like, how are you operating? And maybe you got a really tough job and it's a long job and this is your one day off and you're normally asleep by 7 because you work at 3 a.m. on Monday. Like, that could be that dude's life. Sure. And he's like pushing
that
it.
That wasn't the vibe I got from the table, but I think it was expensive to book a table. So I don't think that was like really the vibe that this was, some really, I think him and his buddies put together some money to buy a table and they were drinking the whole day and he passed out. I think that's what it was.
That's tremendous. We had a teammate whose dad had narcolepsy, and he said, yeah, it's the worst because sometimes he'll be talking to you and you look back over and he's asleep and he'll fall asleep anywhere. And he said it was a real problem. We lived with this teammate when he was telling us about it, about how, my dad has to stay super active and we bike all the time because if not, he'd just be falling asleep all over the place.
The funniest part, I don't think he had narcolepsy because they got up and left before the game ended, well before the game ended. Beginning of after the fumble, the Drake Maye fumble that was returned for a touchdown, and this is how boring the game was. That this is what we're talking about. Yeah. I enjoyed the game. His buddies, they were like the whole group. It was a group of 6 people. They had all gotten up and left, except for one of them who was waiting for him. And this guy was just digging into him. It's like, why are you moving so slow? What is taking you so long? You got your rest during the game. He was like, you got your nap in, man. I don't know why you're moving so slow. So the guy was like, shut up. I'm coming. No, I really just think that this was some dude who got drunk and passed out at the bar and was just, I respect it. He didn't miss anything.
Were Pats fans like crashing out at the bar?
No, so when I interviewed Patriots fans earlier in the day, first couple I interviewed, they were all picking close games. Patriots win, close game. And then I started saying all of them, you guys know that this is bad vibes if you're sitting here in Boston calling out a close win. So I think that there was some nervousness. I think that the game started not going their way. I think that they started to kind of feel, hey, this is just not going to be our year. We were lucky to have gotten here. Also, they've won so many Super Bowls. So now the pompous response that we're probably going to get is, we've already got 6. We'll be fine. We'll be back.
Dynasty loading anyways. Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're going to be saying. It's fine. I had a tough watch with this game because there wasn't a player on the field for either team that I didn't like or that I wasn't like, that guy's impressive. I could root for everybody. And I'm a guy who I get off watching football when I don't like players, and I like to think that the teams hate each other and it's rivalry stuff. And like, that's what gets me going watching football. This game, it was like, it's almost like watching practice at times where I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. He made a play. Good play, everybody. High five. Like, I didn't have that nice venomous like urge to like yell at the TV. Like, all football season, at times you've heard me on Sundays just lighting up the TV, just nasty statements. And that's what I love doing. I had none of that this game. I'm happy for the Seahawks. I think I would have been pretty fine with the Patriots winning either. Both coaches I would enjoy. Both organizations I thought went through the season the right way and rebuilt their teams in very impressive ways where I was just okay with either outcome. If it reminded me of Bengals Rams, where I'm like, you know what? If Joe Burrow wins it, awesome. If Drake Maye wins it, awesome. If someone else does, great too. It didn't matter to me. So I was fine with it. At least I hit one bet today.
I had a disastrous amount of bets out.
Oh boy.
A lot of you would have hated being there with me because a lot of them were yardage, unders, rushing attempt, unders, reception, unders. I was the worst guy to have bet the game with. Number of those hit though. Like George Kalani under 25.5 rushing and receiving yards. I think that hit. We're not here to recount that stuff. I agree with what you're saying though. I think that's why a lot of people were saying coming into this game where there just wasn't a degree of hype. And I think it was really palpable. And it didn't feel like the city here was buzzing either, which was really weird. I get it was freezing. It was like 15 degrees out. I was standing outside for a lot of it and it sucked. But I think that there wasn't a villain. Last year was perfect because there were 2 villains depending on how you operate. you either hate Sirianni and you think Jalen Hurts is overrated, or you're like me and you're also pissed off that Saquon gets to say he won a Super Bowl, not with the Giants. So it was easy to hate him. But if you hate the dynasty that Patrick Mahomes was building, it made it really easy to pick a villain there. In past instances with the 49ers and the Chiefs twice, it was the same situation where, or it was a little bit more, everybody was either really hating on Mahomes and the Chiefs, or everybody was all like hyped up and excited for this underdog story with the 49ers. It just didn't feel like that. Both teams were super likable. Everybody really likes Mike Vrabel. Everybody really likes Drake Maye. Everyone really likes the story of Sam Darnold. And the minute this game became a lopsided defensive battle, all energy got sucked out. If this game opened up with like a big pop touchdown, that would have been what we needed for this game to be like, all right, here we go. This is going to be fun. And you mentioned the Rams-Bengals game as a good example where it was two likable teams, one fan base that literally doesn't exist. Rams fans are not, they're paid actors.
Yeah.
They were that game at least started to bubble into something that was really competitive because both offenses were explosive. So we just didn't get that. It was hard to sell. I think hey man, Riley Moss is going to have a really big sack in the middle of the game because he bodies Jared Wilson. And that wasn't exactly a compelling narrative.
Do we get
our
Riley
Moss?
Now?
I mean, Riley. Did I say Riley Moss or Riley Mills?
You meant Riley Mills. You said Riley Moss.
I think I meant Riley Mills.
We're fans of Riley Moss.
Yeah, you are.
That's crazy. Do we have the answer now as to the bigger mistake between Vikings not sticking with Darnold and Titans not sticking with Vrabel? Like, it has to be the Vikings. Vikings have to have most blunderous decision out of those two. And maybe since the Deshaun Watson trade, like the most blunderous decision since that.
Well, it's blunders for a very different reason. I think that there is an answer for that, obviously. And I think that it is Darnold because, yeah, the Titans are going to regret Vrabel, but I think that there's at least rebound ability for Saleh, as we talked about here, how you really like that hire. Yeah. That one's a little bit less. I think everybody kind of agrees that it was dumb that they moved on from him. The Darnold situation here is this Seahawks team literally could have been the Vikings this year because they ran the ball well. Their defense was fast and physical, but didn't really have any crazy big names on it. It was just well coached. And Darnold could have just done enough, and that's what he did in this game. He just did enough. He wasn't perfect. He was messy. He had a bunch of awful throws in the beginning of the game. You could tell that he was timid and he was freaked out. He didn't start great. I think that the answer to that of you can win through defense and running the football. That could have been the Vikings.
You definitely can, but I'm now looking at the Vikings who could have won this Super Bowl. The teams are so similar with how they're built, with the wide receiver one star ability to pair with Darnold, the run game, the very good car built on defense that they had. And now Minnesota is looking at QB uncertainty for the next, 2026? For the next 4 years, I'd say. You got 4 years of QB uncertainty. And then I would expect them to find one or have a quarterback that O'Connell can really coach up.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks
or JJ figures it out.
Who?
Or JJ maybe figures it out.
That's almost reachy for me already.
Okay. Well, okay, so we can't glaze Sam Darnold and then in the same light crap on the kid who's barely played. That's the problem. That's the only thing. I gotta give JJ a little bit of time.
Oh, you can't crap on the kid that's barely played? Interesting. I am with two venomous old ladies who crap on a left tackle who's injured and has barely
Oh my
played.
God. What is injured? What is wrong with him? Oh, is having short arms an injury? Is that now an injury now?
He's
a guard. He's an all-pro guard, Sean. He's a below average left tackle at best if he sticks at left tackle. He would become one of the best guards in NFL history. Good hands, good instincts, physical.
He's not wide enough. He's a tackle. He's a little. He's an in-betweener. He's a tweener, but he leans tackle. Is what I will officially state.
Quick enough to make up for the lack of arm length. That was what Duke Manyweather tried to dunk on me when I said that I didn't think that Will Campbell was an otherworldly athlete. He thought that I was implying that I was saying that he wasn't going to test well. My main point with that is that it didn't make up for the lack of arm length. He needed to be quick as shit, and he's not.
He just needs to. George Foster sent out a rash of tweets about him and about Campbell and what he needs to do, and I agreed with all of them. It's like he needs to set his arms out farther. He can't be in a bent.
How? What do you mean set his arms out farther? Okay. They don't go any further.
He's sitting here with his elbows bent, but he needs to be out with his elbows at a flatter, more obtuse angle, so he's quicker to have it. He can't like guys run up on him if he's already got short arms. I'm not saying he doesn't have short arms. I've never said that ever. But I know there's ways that he can work around it. There's little tricks of the trade that this young lineman, this young talented lineman,
historically short wingspan,
he's gonna figure it out.
He's going to move him to guard.
I would not move him to guard. But I don't know if I would have played him in this one because I thought he was hurt and I didn't think he was at full power. I didn't think he was at full strength. He took time. He was injured this year with the knee. I don't think he was able to plant the way that he wanted to. He come back. He's a soldier, good soldier, but I don't know if he was really that healthy down the stretch.
Did you enjoy the Turning Point USA? I know that you definitely turned that on at halftime. Did you enjoy the Kid Rock halftime?
I didn't watch that thing. I didn't turn that thing on.
We put it on
seeing his bar
at the bar.
Yeah. Oh my God. After seeing his bar in Nashville, Kid Rock's, I said, I'm good on you, Mr. Rock. I don't need this. Whatever you're selling, that's not for me. All right. I'm passing.
We'll get out here on this. I will say, Bad Bunny that was one of the best.
It was awesome. He killed it. He was great. It was energy. It was quick cuts.
It's shaking ass music.
The set design was cool. I liked it way more than pregnant Rihanna running around. I liked it more than Kendrick Lamar just doing his new album. Like I just thought it was well done. And I really care. I mean, it's a freaking this Super Bowl hysteria, the Super Bowl halftime hysteria is so dumb because all these dudes do is play the hits. The band is just going to go up there and play the hits. And all Bad Bunny has is hits. And you're not, is everyone sitting around and just listening to music? Like remember the LA rap one where everyone's kind of like just bobbing their head? Oh, I remember
this one. That one sucked.
These are mega songs. They're monster songs. They're dance tunes. Just kind of go and get some pretzels and listen to the dance music. You don't need to sit here and be like, oh, that's a hit. I remember that. Shut up. I can't stand the expectations for the halftime show. Can't stand it.
People were making out to be it was like a controversial like Hispanic artist that was going to do symphony music. He's loved across the world because you'll be at a bar and you won't even know that you're listening to Bad Bunny. That was my whole take was he has so many songs that you hear that you don't even know because his music's just so good. I like Bad Bunny. I listen to it from time. I listen to it from time to time when I'm just kind of vibing and I'm chilling. I like Bad Bunny. I'll put him on my car.
I like this. When we were listening to Bad Bunny in Rhode Island, you were playing the dial tone music where it was just very, very simple. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. It
gets you up. It gets you up. Oh yeah, that was going to be real bad vibes. Oh, we get excited and we have a good time. Yeah, sure.
Freaking Kid Rock was talking about, if the NFL wanted to do right, they'd put Metallica on. Okay, fine. Put Metallica on then. I wouldn't have cared either way.
A lot of moving in motion. I'm sure that would have been great. No one's shaking their ass to Metallica.
Bad Bunny was the man in
I was shaking my ass.
It was cheers.
All right, we need to get out of here on that one.
What's wrong with you?
All right, hit subscribe. We're gonna be back on Tuesday. We're gonna be live on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Starting every Tuesday and Thursday. We're gonna be live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your week.